important to stay on our base, okay? Base is everything, and then obviously seeing ball off bat, okay? That introduces us to the killer bees now. It is base, balance, back hip, and bury head. The most basic thing you can do in your swing, with your swing, is burying your head. I mean, you guys should learn that at the age of 5, maybe even younger. Okay, I'm teaching my 3-year-old.
So the first part of the B that we talk about is the base. So coach is going to set up and just check his base here from how and that's how he starts in the box here. If you just notice, he's looking down, he's checking his feet. Every single time he's getting his base. When we talk base, it's always like, hey, how did we finish? No, it starts with our base and it finishes with our base. So it goes through a whole swing of how we do this. And if you just notice him in his stance here, all right, I'm going to just come close, right? We should have balance from the start, right? So you guys see how he's strong. I'm giving a pretty good pitch here. We see a lot of times hitters are either opened up, get to weak stance, and then all of a sudden your weight goes where? Back on your heels out of the gates. Well, let's start more athletic and get that from the start, and then we can move on from there, you know? But that's where it starts at.
Correct. So again, balance, all right? We want to actually act like we're playing defense, okay? We're in good balanced position. If I'm guarding somebody, I'm in a good athletic position, okay? So again, balance here. I'm on the balls of my feet, ready to go any direction that the basketball player wants to go. So when I'm playing defense now, good athletic position. Now, all that I'm talking about now, bring my hands up, good athletic position. If you're guarding somebody, now all I do is put the bat in my hands, okay? I'm very athletic, ready to do damage, okay? Strong on my base, okay? That's one of the B's. Now, we're talking about balance, okay? My base is solidified. Now I have good balance, okay? Where is my positioning? Am I 50-50, 60-40, 70-30? It really doesn't matter as long as we have good balance to start.
Coach, why don't we go in there and do a 50-50 one here? You know, watch his base here. You know, understanding what that actually means here. You know, 50-50, he's pretty much center. All right, then he'll move back to 60-40. You see how he just positioned back a little bit more? And then 70-30 is really extreme, and all of a sudden he's really getting more back in that back knee a little bit, you know? So that's what that means when we talk about 50-50, 60-40. Where are you at on your base?
What you feel, what you love to feel like when you're hitting, right? Again, if you have success hitting a certain way, continue, all right? Obviously, always be open to grow, okay? That's the #1 objective in baseball, always be willing to learn. Back hit, okay? Base, balance, back hit. We always want to drive our back hit to the baseball, okay? Our direction with back hit, if we fire that back hit to the baseball, guess where that barrel is going? Directly to the baseball. So again, base, balance, back hit.
Yeah, so when we talk about, you know, get back to his stance here, when he's back in the stance. So this is just our checkpoints. You know, he's got his base, he has his balance, he starts to get his separation, you know, he's here. So after that separation, he still has that strong base, that strong balance. So we see a lot of the times our hitters, either 8 you kids, 18 you guys, that separation, you're kind of losing your balance there a little bit. On stride, on contact, on launch, we call it. We kind of see you kind of already jumping out and lunging out. Watch what happens when his weight shifts forward on his load. All right? A little push pushes him right on his back heels. Can't make that back up in your swing. So that's going back to our first B, which is our base, and which includes then our balance when we're in our swing there.
Absolutely. It goes back to always being athletic. All right. So anything we do in our swing, we're athletic. We start athletic, we end athletic. So again, once we load stride, start athletic, end athletic to do damage. Okay. Now we're talking about our back hit. Okay. Now my objective is to have my back hit square to the baseball. If my back hit is square to the baseball, my barrel is square to the baseball. Okay, so now barrel and back hip are parallel to each other. And now, again, back hip to balls perpendicular. Okay, so that's how we want to feel and that's how we want to look. And again, the most basic and the most important part of our swing of the killer bees is our burying our head. Okay, okay? If we're not buried, if our body's not behind the baseball, we might as well not get in the batter's box.
Yeah, so when we talk about his head, right? Head behind ball, all right? When he starts to rotate open, which we tend to do a lot as hitters, watch everything that goes, right? That's an out, all right? Especially as you start getting older, bigger fields, those are next level outs there, which what we talk about a lot. So we got to start staying back behind the ball a little bit with his head, and that's through contact. A lot of times you guys get to contact really nice, and then we spin off it, you know? So if I'm in here, okay, you guys are getting the contact real nice. We're here, contact, and then through, you know, everything's out here, and you're just not getting anything on it. Coach talks a lot about hitting through 3 baseballs, which we'll continue to grow on through once we get past our routine part of things here. But that's an important part here of, like he said, of burying the head behind, staying through it. See the baseball. Everything we do in this game, our head's got to stay at contact. You know, fielding ground balls, catch and pitch, whatever we do here to make that our head stay down and through.
It goes back to this is the most basic thing you can control in your swing. And if you have issues with your swing saying, hey, Johnny, you're pulling off, you're going floating to the baseball, I almost guarantee you the number one issue is this. When I put on my nose, it's telling me that your eyes are not seeing contact the whole way through. All right, we get to contact and head peaks. If our head peaks, our body goes. Shoulders go, hips go. I mean, you either hit a little weak fly ball to the left, which I did a lot of, and then you either hit a weak ground ball to second, again, which I did a lot of. So when that happens, again, the importance of burying the head. If we bury our head behind baseball, that shows you, I mean, that will keep you through the zone to contact through zone, and hopefully good result.